You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We they stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also na we website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Wednesday morning. My name na Khadija Bangora.
And Mina Mebel Kaba. Good morning. Today na Wednesday, the 17th day of December 2025. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, I guess because it's a festive season, and one thing where many people look forward to this festive season, if at least you get something for it, you also want to get electricity in your house so that your family go relax and enjoy the holiday. Well, that's making inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today. We decide for can talk to the Minister of Energy. This being time, we know say the president's been picked, Cyril Grant, for being minister at the Ministry of Energy, and if you don't take an oath of office, it don't begin work. Today at this edition of the Breakfast Show, and they can't tell we the plans them way it gets for this ministry, the investments them way government don't make, and also waiting at the gains them, because at the end of the day, anybody where they do business if no say they want to make profits. But for this sector, now service delivery the people they want for see lights and they host them. The minister they can't tell you waiting at the plan them where it gets as the new minister at this particular sector.
All right, well. And other issues then we go look at inside the Breakfast Show this morning as another for Mabel. Today we look inside one sector where many people believe say don't fail, especially where you look at the challenges we done there for a very long time in this particular sector. Today we look inside the energy sector. Since we President Bill take power, electricity problem don't turn national crisis, blackout plenty, high tariff, poor service, and serve zero accountability na this particular sector. Plenty minister them don't come, plenty promise them the public doyery, but the situation continue for be worse. Now President Biodo appoint one new Minister of Energy, when Cyril Grant. This na man we not a stranger to the energy sector. Cyril Grant na technocrat we get experience but power generation, utility management, and energy sector reform. With work them we don't expose them inside electricity institution them, and development partner them where they work around electricity. It don't work with it don't work in an area of policy, power generation management system, and engagement with private sector player inside the energy sector. So with this brief background I give about the new energy minister, I know say a lot of expectations go there because they get a very high portfolio where it can in knowledge in the energy sector. But like you always say, qualification no mean solution. This na the same sector we don't swell at billions of loans, and also don't frustrate business them and put the ordinary salon people in pampa smack darkness. This na the same sector we don't see the president don't serve as Minister of Energy during the term where President Bill na Minister of Energy. Now the thing that they will free to experience the worst blackout ever. So the big question today they can put to the new Minister of Energy, Cyril Grant, where this na technocrat, he get lots of experience. Before I even say good morning, Mr. Grant, where you appointments come out, a lot of people will know you personally, we don't work with you, maybe some can even research about you, like what me do. Then they ask, say, why a technocrat for take up salon energy sector at a crucial time? That's going to be you. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to all the listeners. Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Mabel. I tell you, thank you when I call me for can discuss the issue. Yeah. Your first question is now why a technocrat for head the ministry? Well, I believe say His Excellency Dr. Madabio, having been the Minister of Energy for 14 months. Actually, he was Minister of Energy, but he had a caretaker group of people headed by Dr. Kandeyum Keller. He saw it fit that it's a technical ministry. I mean, the sector is really a technical ministry. We're not just writing policies. We're in charge of the technical sector them, where they fan electricity, buy electricity, and send electricity going to all my house and business. And some of the problems then where you talk about, there are technical problems that need to be solved. In fact, one of the biggest issues where we get, of course, we all man can complain about, and a lack of light or the light to go on and off and this and that. But then a technical issue, and we know it's not the problem for solve. So I believe say President Bio select me because he see say I don't get experience in the sector. I know also all the crabble and they for FEN and for COBA. Not to say I come with all the solution them more. But I think at this time we need a steady hand. We go look at the problem systematically. And you say qualification, not to solution. But in our case, planning and execution are solution. So we need to now step back. We have a lot of plans. We need to make sense of those plans. We have a lot of projects online in varying stages. One, we don't do feasibility study. Then they say then they can't. Some man say they get money for cancel of this. But we put projects then they. So we get for take with them and understand how they all they work. As you say, the energy sector don't get problems for a long time. We need now to move from the problems and come up with solutions. But it's not going to be easy. I talked yesterday in our other radio station where I talk and make all them claim me, then say I come back for complaint. Yes, I come back for complaint, but we need a plan as well, which we can share with all the people, especially the next 6 months. I mean, the next 6 months, whether we like it or not, rain get for cut, rain don't cut safe. And I know say we're in court, the guys is in the Paris, and that end this year so can be per all man, so blackout and can they throughout the system. So we come with a plan where we want to address waiting at the blackout issues, the number of projects we go car online, we go kind of complement the amount of generation we'll get. And where I don't talk to any side where I go, I say the issue about blackout, not to salon no more get blackout. Not to freedom no more get blackout. If you go throughout the West African coast, there are blackouts in Liberia, there are blackouts in Ghana, there are blackouts in Nigeria.
More particular about the salon.
I know. But
somebody plans them income. Practically speaking, in terms of experience for the public, how long you don't deal at this sector?
I don't deal at this sector for about 10 years. I begin me work na Ministry of Energy as a consultant, project manager, an expert because I'm in America. There was the project Bumuna 2, the expansion of the Hydro project. Submit application, then select me, then interview me out of probably about 20 international people. And based upon my background and my experience, I'm an architect by training, but after architecture, I went into facilities management. We are the manage buildings, are the manage infrastructure projects for corporations. After that, I go work 10 years at a large construction company in New York City, Turner Construction Company, where I'm being project manager. So when I apply, I get all the credentials for can work na Bumuna 2 on behalf of government for defend government imposition with the developers for negotiate that project day. So from that 10 day, I begin advise ministers. I work under about 3 ministers, probably about 5 permanent secretaries, in the ministry. Me role don't change from being a Bumuna project manager, where I don't manage World Bank projects, off-grid projects, solar projects. I don't manage the CLSG project. I don't manage work with the JICA project where they bring light to the peninsula. So I don't do in a lot of projects around the ministry for help develop the sector.
So with all the experience here where you get, today we not celebrate appointments.
No,
because when it comes to the energy sector, you understand the frustration where people then they go through. So today they demand accountability. They open the book in the past failure them, and also we look at the present confusion where they inside the energy sector, and maybe we'll talk about some of the future promises where you go make. Plenty people don't describe this sector, as I stated earlier, say now a failed sector. And the first question I ask you now, why you accept such appointments for can take up a sector where many Sierra Leoneans, you go out there and I do vox pop, they don't get confidence in the energy sector na salon. With this experience, waiting go be you quick fix for make sure say let people know say you hit the ground running.
Okay, thank you very much. So the perceptions in our field sector is probably well placed. So because electricity has been a problem for a number of years, continues to be a problem. But not forget, say there have been also major developments that we have made. In 2018, I believe the access rate was about 18%. We don't raise that to 36%. There are several projects where we don't build, where people are not aware of. In fact, when it comes to rural electrification, Salon are the number one in the region in terms of the rollout of mini grids. We did 100 mini grids in about 2016, and that record they still hold. The Freetown network, people are not going to know, but if you look up, you can see compared to 2014 when I joined, the network, if you look all the pole them from King Tom to Uberforce to Backall, the pole them in a treat where they take a new network where we don't bring car inside the system for help with the distribution of energy. So boku thing don't happen over the few years. So it's a failed. You say it's a failed sector, but I think it's a work in progress, and we need a little. I know people do not get patience because we didn't also light the hot and light. You don't get patience for that. But boku investment, as you say, don't come into the sector from our donor partners, from the government of Sierra Leone self, don't invest boku money, and we want to see the fruit of the investment. And so we now come, as you say, accountability. One of the hallmarks of which I introduced is to make not only accountability but transparency. We know they hide nothing. We tell them that true. Tell friend true, not to cause, right? So we tell them that true. How will they go? Not to complain. These are the realities that we have to deal with. So Nadande go be the hallmark of which I bring come. I want to engage with the public, tell them say we not hide anything. Usa we day, Nade we day, and we try for making them better.
Let you say, we not they hide anything. We want everything be transparent. You let the public know exactly what's they go on. For many people, corruption are one way don't hamburg the energy sector, especially in EDSA and other small body than where they under the energy sector. For you, what's in the problem at the energy sector?
The problem of corruption is a two-way street. Corruption is yes, we get bad worker in our EDSA, we get a workforce, and EDSA not the only sector now. In our energy. You get EGTC, you get EDSA, and of course you get the overseeing the regulator. But EDSA na all man no, because now EDSA they bring light to all man. EDSA get 1,400 staff. Mostly dedicated staff where they work day and night. But inside the game they play, right? So what thing I don't talk is they are not in isolation. We are all Sierra Leoneans who are consuming electricity, where they buy electricity, and also at this point where they thief electricity. I'm not gonna lie for you. Some of we in our salon know they pay for electricity. They feel saying that they're right for just take the line, bypass the meter, and just get some free no more. You know, but they pay, government, they spend a huge amount of money.
So you said they say not corruption are the problem, not the energy sector.
Corruption is one of the problems. Corruption is one of the problems. Technical competence and service is another problem. And not to energy no more. Most highway man and they work, then just slack. Right? All man just slack no more. I don't know why, but I think waiting at the gets to waiting we try for instill in we workers, especially at EDSA, is and in citizens, because not so EDSA work no more, is this sense of patriotism. We therefore develop a sense of patriotism in Salone, because as I done the talk, nobody know they can do for we. Nobody know they can save we. Look at America. America don't lock dope away. It don't. So all them people who escape go America, we get family and picking in America, they don't lock dope away. Eh? So if America lock dope away, England lock dope away, China lock dope away, and say una go do una business, una get una own resources, una manage for ourselves. So with that said, the world don't change. So we now therefore begin look inside ourselves in terms of waiting it mean for the Salone person for let we they do good thing for ourselves. That half electricity way you say additive or you say okay, make I pay this EDSA man, make can put finger pan me meter for me, I know they pay that much. That half day. If one person do 10 person do 10,000 person do it affects the output of electricity. Now that make we get boku areas in the system. Right now the areas that where I talk the number just now then begin criticize, but me not mind. Me they come for talk the two. We get in excess areas to Karpower in excess of 50 million. Okay, we get areas to CI Energies in the Ivory Coast. We get probably close to 20 million. Okay, we get areas to solar company they're within a salon where they provide energy. Energy they come, even though there's some we get issue on the energy. Not to say energy no they come, and government they pay for the energy.
So Mr. Grant, with all the cracks here within the energy sector, we just make mention of since 2018 to date, Salondo experienced the worst blackout ever. You go accept say you predecessor them fail in the sector.
I mean, okay, what you don't say, you say since 2018, Salondo experienced the worst blackout ever. How are you able to measure that blackout there? Which are you?
Look at 2018, where President Bill take over administration. Also, it meets the energy sector. A lot of Sierra Leoneans will describe and say it been better than 10 day. You might not get 24 hours electricity, but electricity was better than waiting. Especially if Tony and them, they experience now. So now from that background, they say since 2018 to now, Salone people, especially in Freetown, don't experience the worst blackout ever. And with some of the cracks, we just make mention of now the energy sector, the huge area them where they make I ask if you go accept say I know it might be tough for you for honestly answer, but if you predecessor them fail the sector.
No, they did not fail the sector. No, not at all. Don't forget, say in 2018, as I say, the access rate in electricity that be 18%. 18%. Something 10 day in 2018 is only 7 years ago, not so. Maybe the population was probably about 7.5, maybe close to 8 million. Now I think we did like 8.5 million. In 2018, only 18% access now we get. We don't double. My predecessors, they don't double the access to 36%, which means 36% of 8 million, and the population they grow. So they don't double the access, which means we don't penetrate and provide electricity to a lot more people, which means it's a more expensive system to run and to fuel and to maintain. So it's an ever-growing system. And so you have to always keep up of the expansion. So not to fail then fail, it's just that we have so much more energy into the system that it seems as if there's a lack of energy. But we don't double access. We don't probably triple the amount of energy we would send into the system, even when we negotiate with Karpower in 2018. In fact, Karpower came on in 2018 because there was a lack of power. And we negotiated with them to provide especially power over the dry season. I believe say they may give it 25 megawatts during the rain season and about 55 to 60 megawatts during the dry season. And all of that, they don't the amount of energy we get now. After Karpower, we negotiate with Ivory Coast and recently with Guinea back for provide power into the system. All of them power, and they not been there before 2018. No. None of them not been there. Before 2018, we probably had about 36 megawatts of real power when they go through the system. King Tom and Black Hole Road and so other half generator them. After 2018, Karpower come with the ship, 100 megawatts available. Then we negotiate with them for begin supplement the Bumbuna Dam where they produce, but they produce in a cyclical manner.
But the only language here we did
Not so, okay.
this morning, your predecessor then don't talk about them. For example,
I understand.
One similar where all the energy minister then always talk about inherited problems, reforms, short-term plans. This all now word them we don't familiar now the areas of Sierra Leone people. Why your own story for be different?
My own story is a continuation. Oh, let me take that back. I'm here as minister to continue the development of the energy sector. We also right now, we are at the cusp of new developments we can't talk about. One of the issues, one of the biggest developments as far as I'm concerned, now we don't say, well, EDSA as an institution get for change. The culture na EDSA get for change. We don't try for bring a management company, probably about, I want to say about 2016, where World Bank be FW, we advertise, we bring one management company come, and then they not been work so much. So right now, what we want to do, we want to bring another company. We don't advertise over the last 2 years. Now they will work ban for do what they call a concession of EDSA. There is going to be a company where they can take over the distribution services and make them better. But not only take over like manage. I know we not go hire a manager. We go hire a person where they come say, okay, I go manage the system, but myself they bring money come for improve upon the system because me get the experience from utility and I know waiting for do short term, medium term over the next 10 years for let the system go better. When we send the bid out, we actually do an expression of interest about 2 years ago. I think we look over about 30 something company them. We narrow then company then to 6 company, worldwide companies, utility companies. And then we make them then send an expression of interest come, we evaluate them, they will say, okay, fine, UNA 6, we don't certify now, UNA can bid on this concession. Unfortunately for we now, one of the normal send bidding documents come. And government be worried that time they say, if now one company normal send bid documents then come, how we go start and say then they go bring the change and then they go give a competitive edge. But what we look at, because we've been on drill down from 30 something company, we don't evaluate, we narrow down to 6 companies, the best companies. It not be matter again. All of them were competent. Each one of those 6 were competent. So we don't end up now with in very advanced negotiation with a company called Umeme. If you go online and you look Umeme na Ugandan company. Umeme came into Uganda distribution system, very similar circumstances as where we did now. And over the last 24 years, and I know I make people and think say it will take 24 years now, we then come for let Salongo transform. No, I think we have going to have a much shorter trajectory for letting them make this better. So we then negotiate with them, therefore come take over the distribution network, come bring money back for invest in some of the issues, if not new metering, if not new network distribution issues we can solve, if not management in the middle side of EDSA, all of that and they can bring, and that's going to be one of the issues. And in fact, it's going to happen anyway. In addition to that day, you talk about transparency. Part of the team we bring into the system, we all man they look forward to now what they call a collection account. All man they buy top up and they prepare for them top up. What you want to do, we they create a collection account where all the money they go inside one account. and with the CM, all man the CM. Then with the hire back, waiting and call an independent agent, we go sit down and tap all the banking money. Then they see almost money they can inside. Later, kukum jumuku, we been happen, we money they go, okay, money go EDSA, they lost, then can't all now go be monitored, get out on one side, then you get systematic payout to all the people that will give electricity and other services. So it's a dual issue that's going to happen.
For government data, una scores them high and una always they flag them to the public for no see. We talk about access, una don't create access,
yes.
more people don't connected to the grid. But for the people, what's them concern about, now for let them put a switch on, lights come.
Yes.
When I under the scores them very low, we not on the area that much talked about. When I that see people care about for service delivery. Waiting make the scores and the high for access when I wanna boldly they talk about. But when it comes to the issues of I switch my lights on, there is no electricity.
Customer satisfaction, I need to talk about. Customer satisfaction is very low. There is no question about it. Access don't increase because access, you can define access as the ability for get light. So there are different types of access. There is a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, up to tier 4. At tier 4, now like mostly free talk where you get 24 hours. At tier 2 is probably about 8 hours of electricity. Or at tier 1, it's very little. Sometimes you get the ability for charge, a little solar panel, and so on and so forth. So government don't make it easy for the company that can invest in providing that amount of access throughout Sierra Leone. Freetown is not Sierra Leone. So there are areas within a salon where they not be ever get light, for example. Government don't invest for let all them side and they get light. So it's, as I said, it's a work in progress. So it's not to say Freetown not the only place. Freetown in terms of, when you look at the EDSA system, for example, EDSA gets about 350,000 meters nationwide. That number they can always baffle me because I can say we get 8.5 million, you know, within 350,000 looks small. You go feel say we forget like 1 million meter then so. But Freetown has in excess of 200,000 of those 350,000 meters, right? So it's Freetown is the biggest demand. Now the issue with the EDSA distribution network. Now, customer satisfaction. The network, even though we have improved the connectivity within the Freetown urban area, then just build about 4 new primary substation them so that light energy can come out King Tom and go Wilberforce and go Godrich and go Blackhall Road and go Lumley and go Aberdeen. Then get the network. The problem is within. Once the lights don't come, now then big pole they want to see. So we come down to the substation there now. The distribution network from then substation then where they also one day don't Kinaman road self. The distribution network now the problem now they will get for make now improvements because you get that alternate within the talk about. We get boku which they call transformer because when the lights come above the cable then a high voltage, then we they step and down to the voltage where me and you they use now with us. That stepping down there from transformer to transformer, now the confusion and the thing and because waiting can happen. Some of the transformer then they overload because the transformer then we will get get rating. So we don't do a study now of the Freetown network. We continue to do it with funding. We don't look 3 area them. Now this Brookfield area up to Wilberforce, then get area 79. 80 and 81. We now understand the topology, then call it the topology of the network. Uside the transformer then they, uside the feeder then they, uside the transformer then each transformer almost us then they feed. And at that end of the problem. So transformer can they feed like 100 us, you know? And that transformer probably rated for maybe 50 us. So because transformers are overloaded, some of them are aged, some of the feeders need to get changed. Now the work day. And not so this now we can take off with EDSA for do step by step, os by os, and area by area rejuvenation.
You just say that they can't take off with EDSA.
Yes.
The president sits as Minister of Energy. He directly in charge of the sector after so many complaints and issues of corruption, I beg your pardon, and issues of corruption surrounding that particular sector, a day in charge, during in tenure, and able to fix this sector, whose confidence will you get say you go succeed under the same administration? Normally, they can say not a quick fix,
It's not.
the energy sector, but if they get better, people they see them. Lights, not to propaganda, where they. We no day. So whose confidence you get say under this same administration you go succeed?
And first of all, I want to make a distinction. When I say the president's day in charge, now been the Minister of Energy. He was the Minister of Energy, but you said you and me know say the president has so much to do. By all intents and purposes, he kept the portfolio of Minister of Energy, but as I've been on telling now, he now delegates that responsibility today to a group headed by Dr. Yumkela.
But we the citizen.
I know, but in a figure of speech. When I know self say President Biono go can sit down also and begin connect light and do all that. No. He held the portfolio, being appointed minister, but under his instructions, there was a group responsible, headed by Dr. Yumkela, to coordinate the activities of the sector. We also had 2 deputy ministers at the ministry who all reported to Dr. Yumkela, and they also had, at the same time, an EGCG committee. Okay, so when I can say that President Bidio been in charge of the electricity sector, it's a figure of speech. He made it possible for the sector to still evolve over that short period day, from that time where we get crisis to now. And so we have to put, I don't want to call it blame, we have to put the responsibility where the responsibility actually was. So under this new administration that I have been given the chance to head, as I said, if you don't have a plan, you are planning to fail. My responsibility now is to be be conductor, okay, of the orchestra where they play. And the orchestra now so all kind of thing. You will get band naya, you will get trumpet naya, you will get trombone nayanda, whether they play gumbe or bayanda, all of that they for can play nice music for the EDSA go succeed. My own job now for understand Uda in strength and Uda in weakness, we'll get from make into an overall plan. President Biowe, he appoints me, where swear me in. He emphasized this issue of teamwork. Okay? And he is absolutely right in that realm, because not to one man they can't solve energy problem. So my own job now for make sure say the responsibility runs from me to everybody. As I said, when he appoints me not the one Minister of Energy, but my responsibility now to the 8.5 Ministers of Energy with this alone. Within that, I get the active workers na EDSA and EGTC for help me do this work. I get the management as well, and with the foster teamwork among all of them. Some man go sit down and say, Mina EGTC, I just responsible for generation and transmission. When we get problem, I they bring them all kind of one room, we discuss the issues and make sure say all man contribute. I don't get all the answer na this Edo. I'll get for consult and make sure say all man they doing work to the best of your ability.
In as much as you not get all the answers as an individual, but it's a teamwork.
Yes.
Waiting at the clear roadmap for the next 6 months where it comes to electricity.
The clear roadmap. So the most important thing for us now at the ministry is how we're going to handle the dry season. The dry season they come whether we like it or not. How we're going to handle the dry season. But I think the issue there is managing expectations of people. Last dry season, okay, where you will need inside the thickness of the dry season. How you know who stay in the lights now you host? It was hit or miss. That by God in power. No, so we light out, then say light out, then something 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 days. What do you want to do now? Now bring an amount of predictability in that whole equation so that people can manage their expectations. When I talk this now on one radio station the other day, they say lights, we can't get blackouts and lights out from January to March. Fine, people kind of misquote you. What I said was, yes, we can't get dry season, and we're going to have an impact into the system where we will get waves of blackouts, but we go manage them for let all man go get an amount of electricity that's expected, right? We go tell and I say, okay, Congo Tong, now then days here you go get light, and not to January. Now the load shedding, we're going to have a much better load shedding matrix. So you go know who's stay you go get light or not.
But that maybe don't happen.
I know.
Yet still, for the first time, it's a full timetable.
You be understand the timetable?
People be exactly. People be the make us fun.
Yes.
But now for ease the pressure will be the on ETSA by then, especially where the dry skin don't day up. But that same timetable day, it not be the work.
Yes, that's the issue. That's basically the issue. The timetable. Some people don't read the timetable. They don't understand what's in the read stuff. So it was almost as if you get the timetable as some image and get nothing to do with reality. We try now for bring a real sense of reality into that timetable. Monitor us and they provide power. Make sure say the access to power. Say access to power na free town na some area there na buy you money.
Exactly.
So na buy you money. So we are going to be very strict about it. So man then get two lines with the Canadians. So man, they no one sweat. And then get two lines with the Canadians, then take the money, then buy access, then buy the heads above them. And the bobo then can go meet them. Yes, sir. You did with before, sir. Well, I can go pull line for you from Lumley. You give them 15,000. Now line you get so as line out over under, you just switch on. That is not supposed to be the case in a modern society. You they take advantage by other people them. Let we all day inside this OCR, so we will call saloon. Let we manage ourselves. Let all man beer by this. That's the whole point. Nobody will not for take advantage by income because you get money. Let we and at the same time let all man contribute to this house. Correctly we'll call salon. Now go pay Edsa Bobo for can fix you meter or fiddle you or bypass the line at the back so you they get direct feed. There you they give the Bobo them, anonymous 1 million for month. That money there for go inside government. Because that electricity the way they pay for to EDSA, now thief you the thief am. So there needs to be an understanding of that you're not now we self we they do if we they do things right. And that's now they will get for communicate to we consumers them. Now we self we they do. As I say, nobody they can't salon for can save we again. We don't left to we self. So if in a situation like electricity, we know the help we self for do the right things, it is always going to be bad.
You take over the ministry
at
a time where the mission 300, where they promise about 3,000 new generation or new connection, sorry. And also this now one where a lot of people been questioned, see na propaganda. Even President Bio been get a media cocktail with the journalists them. Now one of the things they will be used for just throw jabs at journalists them. Will be the rights, the questions. They question the mission 300. Say they mix by anything way not to reality. Anything where a gopa na something way real. And anything where they improve the energy sector. Now one way all well-meaning Sierra Leonean will be very happy. Because if then they come and they add to the already infrastructure where the country they get, now hope for everybody. But looking at the failure we don't happen in some other projects.
This failure, what we like.
Looking at the failure we don't happen in some other projects, how you go make sure say Mission 300 be a real deal for Salon?
Okay, so I think we get forget on understanding within a Mission 300. Okay, Mission 300 in early 2025, the African Development Bank and the World Bank then say, there are 300 million. I did the Mission 300 come out. 300 million Africans not get access to electricity. And say, what we for do now between now and 2030 for we go reduce that number, we address that number. They realize say one of the issues with now investment in energy and access to energy, 300 million. So what they ask then say each country for develop a plan whether in Senegal, whether in Ghana, all the countries then sit down back and say, hey, look, we country, look Salon, and we develop, we plan, we fit with population. We have a number of people who will not get access to electricity. Waiting we get for do, for improved delivery, for improved generation, for improved transmission over the next 5 years. So one of the missions of Mission 300 for Sierra Leoneans is that this 36% we don't reach. It's good over the last 7 years, but we want double them back over the next 5 years. So the idea is to go from 36% to 78%. We want to focus also on distributed renewable energy. Beaucoup side the upline, as I say, mini grid. Mini grid, in the Sierra Leone example, the solar mini grid they now we rely on. Solar mini grid with some battery, now we rely on for carry power to the most remote areas. In fact, I just done one project, not a mini grid. It's a solar home system. We World Bank giving money where we electrify 700 facilities. There are also other projects under the British government. They don't electrify, I think, 16 hospitals. We own 700 we will do, for example, now clinics, 200 clinics and 500 schools. So what in Mission 300 they do for Salon, they don't look all the areas here we will get for investing and provide improved services. They don't calculate, say, it will take about $2.2 billion in costs for make improvements in the sector. So Mission 300, they give you a plan of attack over the next 5 years for achieve all of them goal there. So what we they do is, yes, the next 60 days for me are important. We need to maintain, as I say, to make sure that we get the other aspects. And inside Mission 300, all NTS what they talk about, the PSP, the concession arrangements, the collection account, the dispatch facilities, all the inside Mission 300. A lot of the things that we do now, all the inside Mission 300 as a base for that we achieve all of them goals and we will not set up.
So now 60 days target.
Now 60 days target me, actually it's 6 months, really. It's 6 months that a lot of things will have to happen over that 6 months. And that 6 months, they coincide with the first 6 months of the year. It also coincide with the dry season.
Because that's our say. This is festive season. Just this week and next week, many people get for dinner house because of the holiday.
Yes.
Waiting for the expectations.
Oh, the expectation is that we will always have power. We'll have power throughout the festive season. We are going to try. We're going to work with EDSA. All of the issues then they of right now, sir, I think if Namiri lights been go off, so I've been wondering what will happen. But we try as much as possible for make all man go get light over the festive season and beyond.
So if lights go, Mr. Minister, I'll call you. Because that's the
fine.
previous the previous minister of energy, Alaji Kanja, when lights go, when they tag up Facebook everywhere, and they put on Kukanja. So now you are making a promise. If lights go during the festive season,
yes,
let we call you.
Let una alert me. Because make I tell you one of the issues. I for actually acknowledge this. Last night, because of the amount of work we do, we had an accident, and I want to acknowledge this one to the injured EDSA staff. Unfortunately, they work on an overhead line, and the system is that if you and your team go for a section of the line, we on the work pan, they go to the substation, tag them, you do a safety run, alert all man say we work on this line here for the duration. Unfortunately, I don't know who side the issue come out. We later on in the evening, the communication will reach some of the engineers on the substation. So we investigate what happened, but then go turn on the lights. Now God make now one injury number we get. I get for go to hospital self. The deputy minister for don't go there this morning. They go look the individual we injure.
Is it a major injury?
I don't know. So that's what we're going to find out this morning. There's some people that say a major, some people that say no, is okay. But any injury for me in the line of duty is a major injury. In order for any injury, it should be zero tolerance for accidents. And then at the issue of safety, EDSA is a technical company. They work with very high voltages, So in terms of the protocol, the safety should be number one. So I go to my hospital, go look this engineer. I want to talk to the staff who've been there on the line. They almost all got electrocuted. If not to be God, they would have had about 7 fatalities. Oh yes, without question. And yesterday, I come on our office. I see this agitation, and I thought it was something else. Bill, and they can't complain. Say this, they are so Bill. God make they know. It could have been a really bad fatality for us. So I want to say thank you to the EDSA workers who are sacrificing their lives. And a lot of them are not full EDSA staff. We have a lot of. So one of the issues we'll get for solve is that about over 50% of the workers at EDSA are contract staff. So we try for bringing all of them into a regular staffing contract.
Let me talk about the Karpowership.
Yes.
The Karpowership now one arrangement where even before President Bill came to power, during in days of opposition, they criticize him. Now the Karpowership done this alone throughout in 7 years of governance, and this now one way development partner or international partner like the World Bank don't they raise red flag about the Karpowership for them believe say too costly and also unsustainable. During some tender where government you don't owe them too much, then they ought the light for at least government go back to them, try for settle some of the areas. At some point where you say government they discontinue with the arrangements and they go Guinea for see how they go negotiate for begin buy power from Guinea. At some point to come back, then go back into the agreement. I think then get about a 1 year or 6 months agreements with them.
Yes.
I don't know the exact period. Why government continue with an agreement or arrangement where international donor partner in the question say it is costly and unsustainable?
Okay, so you get to look at this in 2 different views. Correction. In the ministry where Kapa first come, it was not this government. It was the old government. In fact, when they negotiate, as a technocrat, we say, no, this year so no, you're not good, But when President Bio came into power, they were very resistant to it. They were quite resistant to it. But when they look, Usawi Bindi, they decided to, Alaji Kanja decided to negotiate what the terms were that had been set. It was so it's funny. It happened right at the election. So the election happened. Kapa the ship been there, but not been connected to anything. Now after the new government came now, they say now we know they do lose now 2 years. They negotiated it, in fact, and they were successful in bringing the cost of the ship and the delivery of energy down. No, when they negotiate that contract then for 2 years no more. Okay, because the understanding was at that time that it would be for them build this project will be built right now, Nant Energy Nakisi. At that time, they may not reach successful negotiations where them for now release the money and get to financial close and bill them. Also, they may look at the same time, Bumbuna 2 was also online, and we were also negotiating, and that Bumbuna 2, if we don't agree and go into final, it will take 4 years. So when I look at the Karpowership and say, okay, we can manage this Karpowership for 2 years, then project also go down build, and then we can transition over. Unfortunately, what's happening now, the Nant Energy will be build now, not being go to financial close. The Bumbuna 2 will be the Abu Pan, they get issues. In fact, that project they don't sit on first for now. So and nothing else not been there. If you think about it, nothing else not been there. Right? Some people say, well, let us go negotiate with another Karpowership, let them come. So Boku Karpowership then can and say, well, we can bring lower cost. But when you look at the logistics and the disruption that will take place, it would have been much more expensive and much more disruptive for bringing other Karpowership. Yes, the donors don't say on a dear form of energy, but you get to understand, say, it has actually been reliable over the last 7 years. Now we don't get that we self. We the Nant Energy project with the bill na Kisi. Don't go through financial close, and if you're not going to Kisi now, I don't know if they don't care journalists then for go see the site. It is far advanced. The turbine within the bill, they don't done for build one of the turbine them. In fact, then they do the factory test now. Once that factory test done, probably in March, then go ship the turbine cam, so that turbine there will provide about 60 megawatts of power by December. So all of this, where they say, yes, Karpowership was a difficult thing to go to, but they have provided us with certainty of power over the last 7 years. There's no question about it. If Karpowership be hot, it also been for end up in chaos because we not get no alternative. We negotiate, of course, with Ivory Coast and with Guinea, which are substantially less. But so the other thing we get for Leonano is that Karpowership, in terms of the arrears and the payment, now the most visible one. As
Why you say visible?
It didn't. The light from Guinea and from Ivory Coast, it didn't the line. No, they don't get no machine one at the sea.
Because that's what the next question.
It didn't.
Because the Kappa always people talk
but
about
we owe them not as much, but we owe them high amounts of money as well.
How much?
As I say, don't hold my word because they're going to begin to criticize me, which is fine. I think we owe them probably between $15 to $20 million. You know,
because
from when to when this area come?
That area probably over the last, I think it has been accumulating probably over the last 3 years. I should think we don't owe them. So, and the Ministry of Finance has been in a dilemma. Ministry of Finance get a rick, you know. So the areas where we don't accumulate for car power and the areas where we don't accumulate for all of the other energy firms here. Now, Ministry of Finance as the government of Sierra Leone get the obligation now for pay the arrears here. The arrangement we will make in July of this year, all the arrears here, so now the obligation of Ministry of Finance for pay them.
So for Musa, you sit down now, how much you go say the state they lost to car power every year?
I mean, how much the state they lost? I don't understand.
How much money they go to car power?
There is an
every
invoice.
Year,
okay, not to loss with the loss.
They approve the invoice here or the contract them.
Okay, let's take it one at a time. Not to loss the state they lost. Now lost the system they lost. The amount of energy where would they get from car power, they can't at a certain cost. Now car power also they buy their own fuel. You know, we give them tax waiver for let them import fuel come. Car power most of the country now West Africa, then they Senegal, then they Equatorial Guinea, then they Liberia, all and so. So they get tanker where they come every month for deposit fuel. So not to loss, then they lost money to car power. Now lost the system, they lost money for able for pay car power. Car power at certain times of the year in the rain season, the invoice can be like $2.5 million. But now the peak of the dry season, because of the demand, it can go as much as $6 to $7 million. But waiting the happen now, the inability of the system to generate enough revenue because it a loss, they make EDSA unable to fulfill all the obligations or pay that amount of arrears, that amount of not to arrears, that amount of invoice day. So in fact, we're not able for pay car power in full. And not to car power, we're not able for pay in full. We're not able for pay Ivory Coast in full. We're not able for pay some of the other distributors where they provide energy in full. In fact, I just write letter to Minister of Finance for a payment for let you give some lily money to one of the solar projects near Bo. For where they don't provide electricity, then self we owe money. So all of them, and then they will get for make sure say we pay them, and then go continue for provide power to the system.
So it's all the debts where governments owe currently, be it na Guinea, be it to Karpowership and other suppliers them. Now the electricity sector. You did safely say this morning, the one the way they thief lights, Bokupas the one the way they pay for the light. Because if that's the day, but people use electricity, people cry from everywhere, and people both say then they pay for light, but they know they get them, then go ask who's the money they go.
I don't say in terms of numbers, the one way they thief Boku pass the one way they pay. It's just that the value of the electricity where they loss, in Boku pass the value of the electricity where they pay for. We did right now at about 55% losses. So you see, the value of the electricity very high. Where will they loss?
But people still complain. Salon now one of the country then at the region where we electricity expensive. Like would they pay for light dear, but wait till they don't say they carry this on our meter, they're way below.
Okay, so I want to address that question. I'm getting dinner with the head of the EDSAT, EDSAT Liberia, LEC, Liberian Electric Company. I asked the man, I say, he say, then not able for control the power demand, so that over the last 6 months, they're not going to black out. Then say they're also not able to control the losses from 41% about 2 or 3 years ago to right now it's below 30%. Okay? Because then tighten the screws by all thing, you know. Whether na MDAs, ministries, whether na businesses, all man now they pay because they put all man pan prepaid meter without question. Okay? Then I say, okay, on our system, so how big is it? You say we get 340,000 meters. Turn to EDSA. EDSA at 350,000 meters. So it's a very similar system. But we losses now 55%. That is not sustainable. That is not sustainable. So we now get for going and begin tightening the screws. And I know say my predecessors, they don't do that. Another question they come here. I don't say that they come. Yes, they don't begin do that. But somewhere along the line, that mission day for let we write up the system, for let the meter them correct, for let all man get prepaid meter, it fizzle out at some point, and we therefore regain that that issue there and correct them.
Mr. Grant, I don't think I want to start conversation about privatizing EDSA. Don't they come up strongly?
Yes.
This is now one of the continuous recommendation them with the World Bank they make. Anytime they meet with officials from Sierra Leone, be it in Freetown, be it in Washington, then continue for insist because then believe say privatizing EDSA will be a solution or will be a way for reducing the mismanagement, corruption out on the area na EDSA. And government self now don't begin to get in conversation then for privatize EDSA. Privatizing EDSA na an acknowledgement say failure. Indeed mismanagement and failure don't happen with EDSA because look at the monies where governments they put into subsidies, donor partners them, but they're not able to generate that money they can for the government go able to pay like the Karpowership. So if the government finally privatize them, na admission say EDSA really na mismanagement are the problem.
Yeah, okay. Let me break down your statement. I want to make a little correction. Not a World Bank can tell we say onage for privatize. Okay. Also we sit down, we realize say there's certain processes in EDSA and there's certain culture in EDSA we don't deal with we from NPA. Okay. The idea we been go with we they unbundle the system. Now, for let private sector come into the electricity system, and if you look at the act, it's very, very clear that what they wanted to do, what they want to do in 2011 when they create the act. Now, for let private sector bring a level of integrity into the system, especially in terms of generation. So they unbundle the system, say, okay, you get the EGTC, we go provide generation and transmission. They get EDSA, we go provide the distribution network. And the idea was you go now get IPPs, we go source and pick by generation and sell to EDSA, and then EDSA now go distribute this electricity. I think one of the things we not go through quite well. If you look at the structure of EDSA, EDSA is supposed to act like a company, a privately run company. But unfortunately, EDSA has kind of evolved. It acts almost like a civil service operation. And you cannot have a profit-making entity act like a civil service operation. All man just lacks. Because compensation as an employee not get nothing to do with the profitability of the company. You see them, na sonsai, where if you not lost money, you not get no motivation for make any profit, government go pay. Now that's not the issue. The slackness they inside there, nobody no worry. When they run up areas, government go pay. So we need to we realize say that culture there where they inside EDSA, we unfortunately we don't generate as Sierra Leoneans, then they get for change. So the way to do it, drastic change, and for bring an element of a management structure as well as an investment. I mean, tell you say we don't try this management structure, it don't work. The bobo then balance, then they walk around the man then confused. I mean, it was really a disaster, and it did not work. So we looked around around the world, and when we negotiate with the member, which was, has been successful, we realized, say, then don't go through this same kind of issue, and so then get the experience for work with an institution that is just dysfunctional. So the idea of bringing the private sector in, now for change the culture within EDSA, you have to have it's almost like, well, it's about patriotism. You have to have a sense of mission where they work for a company. And they tell people that if you walk along Shaka Stevens Street, the biggest office building is Electricity House. And then therefore tell you, say, it is, if not the biggest, apart from the mining companies, it is one of the biggest companies in Sierra Leone. So you, as a worker at EDSA, you have to act like it. And also EDSA has to live up to that, EDSA therefore live up to that reputation day and pay their workers properly. So a lot of the NTS will get a cultural change will get for happen. The institution where they can revamp the payment structure, they can make conditions of service better for the all. So all man go glad now when they work for EDSA. So that is the whole idea. And not to World Bank can say una for privatize. And I'll get for make this correction. We know they sell EDSA. We know they sell EDSA. We they bring private company for can help we run EDSA for the contract is now I think 15 years. So that is the point. And we are going to be Sierra Leoneans who are going to be in positions of management within that institution for make EDSA go better.
So if this privatization finally happens under your tenure, what are the protection measures where you go put in place for prevent mass job loss, higher tariff, and also exploitation of the consumers?
So that's a good point. Mass job loss to the EDSA employees. What we don't negotiate with Umeme is that the idea is that the day one or the day zero of EDSA in terms of your employee status is going to be the same as day one of the new company with them form. So nobody know they lost their job. Because when I meet EDSA workers them, when they introduce myself to them, then they introduce themselves to me, you find out, say, a lot of them don't turn at EDSA. From 5 years and below, they get some people with us higher, up to about 35 years of experience. So there's no way a new company can come and run a distribution system and they not get the information and the knowledge and the skill set of workers that have worked there their entire life.
This why then the problem not solved. When then they privatize. So if you bring can the same people you privatize, what's in difference?
There are going to be responsibilities and accountability. Now, accountability not there. Where they work for private company, accountability there. As you mess up, so now go you go. when you have a semi-government institution, laxness, all man get them, bra them, and then cabal them, that thing of performance, not the kind side. You not get for perform. Once you get a protector, we want change all of that day. You get for work, you get for perform. If you not perform, if you don't have the skill set, you get for go. Because the company can't invest and they not get for lost money. The moment they have workers that are not performing up to the required standards, unfortunately, yes, some workers go. But they give all man chance. Not to say they say, okay, una go, una do, then that's where they come. They give all man chance, then they work with them, then they evaluate them over the next 2 years. So you get for prove yourself. Some workman and inside it's a way get for go. There's no question about it. And the EDSA worker then step will tell you, some of them might also not they produce. Then go get for go. But we're giving everybody an equal chance to prove themselves, to make EDSA better. And that's what we want to do. You know, what guarantees that this will succeed? Well, we'll therefore look at their past history in Uganda. They came with a complex set of arrangements, very similar to us. And over the course of 20 years, which is a long time, they were able to transform the Ugandan Electricity Corporation into one of the most profitable in entire East Africa. They were able to raise, I think, close to the Moniso Boku, they were able to raise, I think, $500 million into the system, okay, by listing the Uganda electricity system on the stock market. We don't have that ability yet, but based on Usawi Day, we believe, say, the potential there for all of that for happening.
You get so much confidence in this company, and not say you might not don't get this kind portfolio during the time where the arrangements they are all they go on. But you be then at the ministry,
yes,
or not be able to do proper due diligence for identify and say they're capable.
Yes, in fact, I maybe lead the negotiations. I led the negotiations on behalf of the ministry, but I was we get support from Ministry of Finance, PPP unit. What again? When we get to the chairman, EDSA, very high level people who have all been involved, and the regulator was always. So a group of high level ministers are all involved in the negotiations.
15 years time period, not too long.
It will be 20 years, Seth, because you need, in fact, the way we do the first 2 years is kind of like a finding out period. Waiting are actually the losses. We they claim say the losses not 36, but they not get approved. They just get for listen to we. So then get for can inside the system, understand how the system they work, test, invest for the first. Then get for do investment very quickly. If na new meter, then get for buy. So earlier than now na free tongue no get, then get line and no get meter, or the meter we will get not to the right meter. So they have to do a level of investment to increase, to make the system efficient, to quickly hit the ground running.
This same for the contrary to waiting the energy lead been tell we the last thing we'll get another studio.
What do you say?
Say by 2027 at least we will able the capital city, for example, go 24 hours, we not go get blackouts. From your perspective, waiting you the scene at the dashboard because na una day una can just can't tell we waiting the happen and waiting una the plan.
Yes.
From the dashboard where you know say una get.
Yes.
Realistically, when we go get the capital city, at least they go 24 hours without blackouts.
He was right. Because I tell you, when you look at the dashboard in terms of the projects with the online right now, he is absolutely right. Because as I tell you now, the Nant project where they build at Kisi, when a LPG gas turbine, and then they put in, will provide 108 megawatts, far more than what Karpower is providing for us right now. The Respite project, where then they build a Newton, if you not go Newton in Russia and they, a solar project, and in a 30 megawatts, they provide. We build another solar project in the Kamakwe, but we'll get the connection for bring that light the inside Freetown as well. And there are other projects that are in line. In fact, we also get for build another transmission line, because in Tuna, the line where they come up boom now, where they bring lights inside Freetown, it's about 30 years old, and in capacity very limited. So we plan for build another line for parallel than they for bring more energy into the system, and that will take about 2 years. So 2027 is 2 years away. So in fact, he's absolutely right that by 2027 we get all of them project there. So we run, and people can go check. I remember when I begin work 2014. Man, they made a doubt say boom they provide power.
Yeah, I remember that.
They made a doubt.
So do we have the resources? Money day for late 2027. We know say Freetown safe, no more blackout complaint. Money day for that.
Money they outside.
Money day because if you don't talk, then you're sure say this is happening. It means you don't do your mathematics, you don't get your budgets, and you just execute. Do we have the resources?
Okay, let me understand the question. Money day.
All this happens.
Yeah, they happening right now.
We get it.
The NANT project, not a government they pay for them, the developer they pay for them. Okay, the United States government give them $240 million as a guarantee and as a debt facility for let them build a plant there. So the money there. In fact, if the money not in there, they're not for the bill. They're not they just go lend money right now for the bill half. So the money there, now time no more for let that they complete. Now the issue. The other one, the respite project where they talk about, that in a World Bank grant money.
It's safety.
It's safety. It's been built. If
just promise.
If you want the next show we get, we go take tour of day. We go make a whole video. We go see them. We go see the acres and acres. No. Well, me they give una at the car they sign them.
Okay.
When I go there, in fact, maybe what we should do is perhaps I'll talk to the contractors. Newton and the contractor and developer Kisi, they will make a day of communications where all of all the stations, all the go there and see for yourselves and take pictures. Let them feel it that the reality. Not to feel, let them know see that the reality.
I like this new energy.
No, go see them. There's no question.
Not always just kind of studio explain.
No.
This day and this day about the media, not to get access.
In fact, we will try
the
for
people's eye. Now we go see and come bring to them. Say this is what we saw there, and we compare and so waiting when I don't talk now the studio.
No. So I did do that day for let all man understand. Say we will say something. It be. Right. So I'm going to extend that invitation to all of you here on Liberty TV. We make arrangement for let Una and all Una brother and sister then the media come visit the site there under construction.
All right, thank you for that,
thank you.
Mr. Minister. Anyway, that was on a light note. This question why they ask well, I don't expect you for a direct answer, but I will ask you anyway. Corruption allegation there around EDSA, EGTC, and even the ministry.
Yes.
You ready for open the books and allow forensic audits on all energy contracts then?
We don't do that there already. So one of the things that we'll be for do for we get certainty of waiting EDSA be for investor will come. Now, for that, we do a forensic analysis of the accounts. Okay. I remember about 14 months ago when Alhaji Kanja Sise resigned, there was a whole lot of hubaloo about forensic investigation and this and that. But we don't do it systematically. It was one of the conditions for the investors then go say this na EDSA or na this they be for them understand say that this kind of company we can take over. All I understand say EDSA is a distressed utility. It's a distressed utility, but yet still it manages to pull through its books in excess of $60 million a year. There's no question about it. But waiting at the makeup of all of that day, all the money they come out, all the money they go, they may hire accounting firms. We can't get all the books over the last 5 years. They don't scrutinize them. They don't publish them to all the bidders. We can get that information there. So it is there. It is absolutely there. And corruption is one of those things. You don't go find at the books.
I know.
You don't go find at the books. You go find at the process. That is why we say. Well, all of that did inside here. The corruption comes in many forms, right? So. But they are no stranger to African economics, right? African economics has a sense of that. So remember, it's no stranger to that level of conniving when it comes to, and this theft of electricity, this issue around access and all of that. They understand them fully. That make I get confidence in their abilities.
Minister, plenty people inside the system, they benefit from chaos. Where chaos among the leaders them inside the system.
Yes.
They benefit from fuel supply, generator business, illegal connection, all of them things they exist inside the ministry. How you ready for work with your colleague them so that una go able fight against all of the issues there? We go and bring chaos or distract una and all the illegality that they happen under.
Well, as I say, one of the guardrails where President Bio give me where appoint me is a teamwork. I work with 2 ministers right now, and also I get a team of civil servants who they work for the PS, not the ministry, and I get the management staff of EDSA. Okay, I don't call into meeting. I don't explain. Say this tempo we come. We have to put personal gain aside. It's all about working together. As I say, we get barely 2 years for this 2027 for MECAM. And right now it's I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. The next 6 months are going to determine our trajectory. We go over the next 5 years. If we don't get everything right within the next 6 months, then forget about it. So in a very critical time for we all. So all of the issues then they inside the ministry, we'll get to deal with them. There's no question. We have to deal with them one by one. But the mission and the focus should be, what do you do as a professional, as an individual, as a citizen of Sierra Leone, to make sure that we stay the line and we execute the plan so that all of the TSO don't line up, the concession, the collection account, the NANT project, the Newton project. The Newton project supposed for done March. All of them for car online. All of them for be on and around the same time. We cannot do everything in one day. But I hope that through my leadership and example, okay,
That's exactly what I asked. No sooner the period campaigns and come here and there, all of this so you talk. So we're not going for the focus again 2 months. Under your legacy, what you want left?
I don't remember my legacy
under this
right
leadership here. What you want left there? Because I don't please the president for appoint you.
Yes.
We know that at any time you can decide for appoint or disappoint person. But if for any reason you go for left the ministry, say lead into elections, you go for lead the ministry. What you want
I
left
go
as
for
legacy?
left or lead?
Lead. What you want left as your legacy?
I don't remember legacy right now,
But there must be something you want to say. I want to achieve this for real and sure. So let's say I give myself the next 100 days. This is what I want to do. Where I know send my own footprint. This why they left now this sector as the minister.
Okay, for me, there's 3 or 4 things we are going to talk about. The concession should be successful. The collection account should be implemented. The preparation work we'll go for do. We don't talk about MCC Compact. MCC Compact is a significant part of our story. MCC Compact will bring $500 million into the electricity sector. But we get conditions, President, something that we will get for do, for meet up, for get that money there. They know they give the money free.
Namely?
Well, concession. We get for do concession. We get for do the collection account. So all of them, dynamic I say they're so critical that without achieving them, we will not be able to access all of those monies. So everything is linked. We not just they do because they see the horizon waiting there for happen. If we don't do all of those things, because it's in a reality, if you not do concession, then EDSA cannot operate as it has been operating over the last 14 years of its founding. It is dysfunctional. It has to come into the modern era. It has to work. EDSA therefore work with a sense of integrity, with a sense of efficiency services. Also, it therefore reduce the cost of electricity. It therefore do all of them things, and the concession is one of the ways we think that they go be. The collection account, they bring transparency And everybody, all the donors and even government is focused on this transparency of the revenues coming in. We are paid for me 100 million top up. Who said that money they go? How will they pass? You know, if they get invoices for pay, how I know say then they pay all the invoices, then they know they pull some that money, they go put some side else where not they do with energy. So now that make all of them things also get for B. So now we now get for monitor them things here over the next 6 months and make sure so they happen. Otherwise, we're not going to able to get money from MCC. We're not going to able to bring in private sector partners under the M300 banner, because all of that they get for day in place for that we attract investors. As I mean, they say, if we not develop the energy sector, if we're not able to give opportunity for the energy improve, not of Freetown anymore. We have industrial areas outside of Freetown. We get agro processing areas outside of Freetown that need electricity. The feed salon program cannot succeed without electricity. And that electricity today, not a government they go put on there, it's government creating the enabling environment for the investor then go can say, okay, they can't invest pan rice production, they can't invest pan cocoa production for make chocolate and pan other agro processing areas. But without energy, they're not able to do that. So it's a multifaceted arrangement. You need.
So with the structures where you meet, the ministry,
yes,
will not all help for build together. Are they enough for say you meet proper structures for help bounce you for get a soft landing?
There is no soft landing in energy. And unfortunately, I mean, if you call anybody now, a ministry, it will tell you, say, if you talk to even Alaji Kanja, it will tell you, say, the ministry has suffered from the lack of resources. Our ministry is one of the smallest, if you think about it. We get what they call the directorate. Most ministries, technical ministries, get the directorate. We get about 4 directors under the chief director of energy position. But under the director, we not get no staff. Okay, so one of the issues where we get for deal with is we get for build up, and we don't make several attempts. We don't. Right, there's a plan. There are positions that need to be filled of all of the engineering functions and the administrative functions, and we go help we function as a ministry. But unfortunately, the government is hand-tied in terms of resources as well. So we get to be efficient in the way we manage we own internal resources, and I talk to donor partners for see how they go able help we supplement some of the skill sets. Then we need a planning unit. One of the conditions for MCC and for operations is we need to centralize planning and make planning a function of the energy sector. We don't get planning units right now. We have a planning unit director, but he's part-time. You know, get no because now being donor funded project being here in the position. So we try for regularize and they like into the ministry, create the opportunity for young engineers, young dedicated and aggressive engineers to come into the ministry under the directorate, under a new and revamped ministry to be able to push forward. But as I said, it's not a one day we do that day. We get 6 months of work for organize, and it will take some time. But to respond directly, we do not have the appropriate resources in there, and we're going to fight to make sure that happens anyway.
Will then be appoint you because the energy sector lead been there. Then they appoint you as Minister of Energy. A lot of confusion been there from the public. Now that energy sector lead been there, we be the assist His Excellency.
Yes.
We now be Minister of Energy. Now a new Minister of Energy. So the energy sector lead in all done now the Ministry of Energy. All now all still they work.
In role as the sector lead. So if you look at it this way, there was a sector lead who took the responsibilities of a minister. Now that didn't have been the issue. So now that a new minister is now in place, the minister now is responsible for the entire ministry. The sector lead, who is head of PICREF, will work with us to develop certain, because not to energy normally, it is agriculture, it is environment, you know, but it been focused more or less on energy.
So the energy portfolio don't come under now.
Yes, definitely. Although we work together on certain energy sector related issues that he is spearheading, PICREF is spearheading, but now me responsible for the overall coordination, and now me responsible for everything that has to do with energy, whether it's mini grids, whether it's the Mission 300. Now, Inge for coordinate with we get one word for go forward. He's able to talk to donor partners, and they have confidence in him, but he works with me in order to maintain that level of credibility in the system, so that as Sierra Leoneans...
So you're not able to talk to donor partners?
I can talk to donor partners.
Because you say in your credibility, that side.
So
they take the front in discussing energy with donor partners?
In certain aspects. But now me, their responsibility for talk to donor partners. He has relationships outside of just the donor partners. I mean, all of these other energy related institutions. Not forget, say, he come in with a huge and a respected resume. He been on head SC for All. He actually virtually created SC for All at the United Nations, and that has to do, and that's impactful. So we do work with him because he has those relationships that are able. And President Bio, when he was a Minister of Energy, relied on his ability to draw a lot of those investments into and focus into energy.
So I need to go for those lights. Let nobody not call Dr. Kande calling him name again as Cyril Grant now for call. It's good you don't make that clarification. So now you go to call now.
You get me number now, so
yes. We not say you want to go, but let's just take few comments from the public, so you go able for respond quickly.
Sure.
I go take from Facebook. This one. Where I go say, it said, Mr. Minister, try to implement effective financial management at the ministry. This they come out from Mohamed Bangora.
Alus Conte say EDSA management must pay serious attention to welfare and engagement of its employees. In most parts of the world, poor performance, lack of commitment at work are clear signs of demotivation. Demotivation, if left unaddressed, can lead to behaviors like inefficiencies that ultimately cost electricity sector far more than investment in machines or infrastructure ever would. Too often, EDSA management has neglected its critical human factor. As a result, many employees fail to give their best at work and in some cases engage in activities that divert resources for personal gains. I go further for say these are not only undermine productivity, but also enrolls public trust in the corporation. To reverse the trend, management must create an environment where employees feel valued, motivated, and accountable. Most importantly, workers should be be and made feel genuine sense of ownership in the corporation. When employees see themselves as stakeholders rather than mere workers, their commitment, integrity, and performance will naturally improve, benefiting both EDSA and the electricity sector as a whole.
All right, this one from YouTube, they say this minister look they talk too, and trust me, this current government not go let come for say things as they are. Continue for be accountable to the people of Sierra Leone, you go succeed.
Almami Kago, they say $2 billion to improve again. Chai Salona County, why not use that money to get our own Karpowership?
This one from YouTube, they say keep it up, sir. Good work done, Mr. Minister.
All right, we look at more messages. Albert Fuji said there is a big difference between technical issues and fundamental issues. Please, Mr. Minister, one major fundamental issue is the aspect of consumption and marketing. Consider the state of our household income. Is it possible for citizens to pay for electricity to match their income? Is there no plan to encourage large energy consumption industries and leftover can be sold to household at a cheaper rate? Bring on board the mining, manufacturing, rail network companies, they are bigger buyers. This is what developed nations do, and I guess we must know that. For now, there is no way you can break even from the household consumption.
The final one I go take. This one is, Mr. Minister, what will you do for electricity to reach us at Peninsula Bobo number 2 Toke communities we have suffered for too long? And also it say, Mr. Minister, don't fear the job. Do your work. EDSA is full of corruption.
All right, Mr. The final one I go take for let the minister get time for respond. B Justice B Boyma say, good morning, Liberty TV. Kindly inform the minister that the Fonima community along Femi Turner Road has been without light for the past 3 weeks. This is unfair to the people living in that area.
Quick one, Usfen Kamara, they ask, say, what is the present state of the LNG program at Kisi? Any timeline?
LNG program. All right, thank you very much. Make an answer there also. I think I guess, and I 8 are able, right? So you see, the first one had to do with the financial management at the MOE. It's a ministry. But I think what he mean, financial management across the sector. And at that day, we hope to achieve. I talk about this collection account where we put in place. That then they be the basis of the sector. It's called a sector collection account. So all the revenues, they come into that account, and then they go give transparency and accountability to the 1 sector. So then they get for happy. The second one comment was about the welfare of the employees. One of the reasons why we want concession EDSA is that we know, say, the private sector will invest in the employees. They not just they can't take employee and begin pay them more. They know, say, they get for train the employees, retrain the employees, upskill them, and the welfare of the employees are going to be paramount. They are coming to invest in a system, and they also want to make a profit. So the welfare of the employees will be paramount, and that's one of the issues that we believe will be very different from EDSA the way it's run. EDSA the way it's run right now is not that kind of institution where they bring the welfare of the employees to the fore. So now that day we will impress upon you, remember where they come. The employees are number one priority. They say 2 billion na boku money. Yes, na boku money. But then now the dream where we don't put in place for let all things come in place. We may not get $2 billion, we may get $1 billion, and all of that na boku money. And for go buy we own Karpowership, me not go suggest that right now. Yes, we go invest in additional generation, but it's better for we create the environment where investors then bring generation come at a price that we can afford. Then they will be the most best use of our money. I'm not going to take 2 billion. The Karpowership, if you buy the ship people Sunday, you know they work on your own. You get for buy fuel for them, you get for pay workman them, you get for repair them, you get for maintenance them over the years. It's a headache. We only, as you say, you want to sit down on your house and put on the light and let the lights can. And then you no more be symbol. And at the same thing with we no more begin worry about the generation and for go buy fuel and fuel leak and all of that. We just want pay person for the energy at a reasonable cost and get light where they distribute to all we citizens. And the fundamental issues. Yes, I like that question. The way you say, if we not go make sure, say, the amount of IDP go match your income. We have what we call, we want to electrify the mines. One of the successes of a lot of countries, yes, the household income and the household revenue, they pay for all the electricity. So, and most of the mining industries right now, they self-generate. So we are working to make sure that we can electrify most of the mining concerns, and now in terms of the excess revenue they go bring in the system, we're able to cross-subsidize for the household economy. The same thing goes with the mini-grids. The farmers and the people in the provinces cannot pay those kind of tariffs. So we need for cross-subsidize them with Sierra Leone resources. So also we're able to generate excess money from electricity sales and revenue. Then they go even out and able to reduce the tariff for all man at the same time. The do for Bobo number 2 token. Then they come. Last week I go open. We do ground breaking na I want to say na York, but not to York we go. Tombo village. The Japanese government through the development arm JICA, they put in a 33 kV line from Godrich all the way down to Benguima. And we go do a groundbreaking for a substation where they get 2 substations, one at Tombo village, one at York. In fact, yesterday, thank you to the IG, we will get issue with the police. I think they have a police facility in York where the substation is next to. And then we get issue with the land and the encroachment and all of that. And the IG personally intervene for let that issue they go resolve. And they don't resolve that issue there. So the 2 projects now, the substation at York and the substation at Tombo, then they can begin build them. And then the line now, then go run the line. They may not already put poles up to Sussex. Then they extend them from Sussex all the way to Benguima. We go give the ability of all the area they now get access to power. Okay.
Thank you.
No, not done yet. So some man go say, I don't answer. They get 2 more. Femi Turner, we go address that issue there. And the LNG program where the man talk about now the same as the Nant TC project we are going for go show now.
Right.
Then they bring LNG, but then they bring LPG first, and now I explain all of that there. Then they go transition now to LNG later on. So we are hopeful. I'd like to thank you all. I hope that's the end of the interview.
Yeah. Finally, I know say
Yes.
you're not a politician,
Right.
you're a professional,
Right.
and you say you don't deny the ministry for 10 years. But this energy sector, it don't destroy the credibility of many politicians. And if after 1 year, the situation where you meet now at hand, it still remain the same or it go worse, blackout continue, tariff continue for be high, mission 300 just stall one side. You ready for take responsibility?
And they take responsibility now because nobody, I mean, they appoint as minister. Every step, every single day, now the responsibility that they, now the AB load and the expectation they made. I know the balance arm, I know the point finger for other person, all the responsibility they made. You know, I know I go make some mistake them without question. But I will work to me hardest, to me best for let all things go work. I mean, there's no question. As a minister, you have to take responsibility. They're not bringing you for begin balance and begin point finger, say, and so I meet Amo and no. You they take the baton and begin on. And you not go blame the people that run before you. Then self try, then try. Now you now get the responsibility for move go before. And I hope with every fiber of my being, as I said, to work towards that goal.
All right. Thank you very much. We hold you to your word and one for just wish you the very best as you take up this mantle now of leadership in the energy sector. Right. We hopefully after a year back we can look at all things we don't talk about because this is the first time. Yes. And the count like you always say, the energy sector not a quick fix. Yes. So 1 year down the line we will get review back of your report card or they keep all of the
17th of December 2026.
All right. We'll have a date. Thank you so much. And one for wish you a Merry Christmas and also happy holidays in advance. Well, that's now be Cyril Grant, the new Minister of Energy. As we all know, President Bill recently appointed. He don't take over office. He don't begin for work now and the mantle of leadership for the energy sector then I aid. Many thanks to you who joined with this morning. Thanks to the technical team who supports the production team for let this edition of the Breakfast Show meet you. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a good day.
All right, till we meet again, Mabel Kabade say get a good day and goodbye.
At Farmhouse, freshness isn't just a promise, it's our way of life. From raw and smoked catfish to kanya peppers, beni, rice and gari kanya and natai, from premium crayfish, ogiri and fufu to smoked chicken, fresh eggs from the farm to the fridge, country chicken and garden fresh vegetables. Try our habanero pepper, gari, hot pepper sauce, pure honey and so much more. All locally produced, organically grown, harvested fresh every day and hygienically processed. A fresher taste, healthier foods, stronger communities. Farmhouse, fresh from our farms to your home. Visit Farmhouse at 1 Fode Drive, Hill Station, Freetown. Call +232 74 000044.
Term them like this, where politics they shape with future, career they define we path them, and the economy they touch everybody in life.
Big thank you to
One program where they ask the hard question them and seamless will bring the answer them close to you, face to face with the movers and shakers, the voice them will matter, the issue them will count. One time per week, one big name, one big issue, one-on-one on Liberty Online TV. Every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. with Khadija Bangura. One-on-one, only on Liberty Online TV.
Council Salon also every decision they touch the life of plenty people. One program they bring the voice of the people to the heart of politics.
This na politics and the people. The program where they give the power to the people, explain the truth, and bring the leader them close to the citizen them.
Real discussion, real voice them, real impact. Join the debate and make them hear your voice.
Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Now you platform where they turn up for the true and civil engagement. Only on Liberty Online TV.
Let me talk about politics.
Let me talk about people.
Auntie Mami, yes? How you please get like so?
So back Kaiba don't do am.
Yeah?
Me phone and they charge. Me also always get light. Me picking and able for study. Me na so back Kaiba.
You dey enjoy?
I for enjoy.
Yes, sir! Plenty Soba Kaiba no boss! Oridoku Nado, the mega campaign all over the country. We dey turn all man to Soba Kaiba, just die and star 500 ash for activate the Soba Kaiba offer and jump Poku or die and ash 144 ash or use Maxit for pay with orange money anytime, any side and stand chance for win. Soba price them every week like Stola kits them. Okada generator and every month one person go win keke or when they give you the power for build your life, support your family and better your community. You self can live the Soba Kaiba life.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Right Move Engineering and Construction. Building quality. Building trust. Building the future.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.